The Truman Show is one of the most precise Gnostic allegories ever put to film.
A film that follows a man through a Freemasonic initiation ritual.
So Truman picks up the light, and of course, you're not going to ever see this unless you pause it at the exact moment.
It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, the all-locking tunnel.
Is Lucifer the god of the Freemasons? Yes.
Why do you guys keep it a secret?
Yo, what's good? We're back with another one.
It's showtime.
The Truman Show, released on June 5th, 1998, is an American satirical science fiction film directed by Peter Weir and written by Andrew Niccol. Starring Jim Carrey as Truman Burbank, the film became both a critical and commercial success, grossing $264 million worldwide and earning numerous award nominations, including 3 Academy Award nominations. On the surface, it's a clever satire about reality television and media manipulation. A man discovers his entire life has been a television show broadcast 24/7 to a global audience, that everyone he knows is an actor, and that he lives inside a massive dome controlled by a godlike producer. But what most viewers miss, and what scholars like Randall Verardi have documented in academic journals, is that The Truman Show is one of the most precise Gnostic allegories ever put to film. A nearly perfect cinematic translation of ancient Christian texts discovered at Nag Hammadi that describe reality as a prison created by a false god, humanity as divine beings trapped in ignorance, and awakening as the dangerous process of seeing through the illusion and escaping toward true freedom.
Before it was just a comedy film.
Nah, bro. It's about the Freemasons.
Gnosticism is an ancient belief system, one that is largely rejected by Christianity as heretical. In Gnostic cosmology, the material world isn't created by the true God. Instead, it's a prison created by a false deity called the Demiurge. According to this belief, the Demiurge traps divine souls in matter, keeping them ignorant through deception and control. He rules through beings called archons, described as gatekeepers and deceivers. Many people view this as an inversion of Christianity, essentially Luciferianism, one that makes the serpent the hero who brings knowledge against a false god. Freemasonry and the ancient mystery schools are built on Gnostic principles. They view Gnosticism as the path to enlightenment. The entire structure of Masonic degrees is about ascending from ignorance to knowledge, from darkness to light, from the profane to the sacred, through gnosis, which means knowledge. In these traditions, the initiated few possess secret knowledge that the masses don't have. The uninitiated live in ignorance, controlled by false narratives and false gods. Only through initiation and the gaining of gnosis can one become enlightened and escape the prison of ordinary reality. And this is the teaching that The Truman Show hides in plain sight.
We accept the reality of the world with which we're presented. It's as simple as that.
I told you, bro. It's full of symbolism.
I'm gonna have to watch it again.
Truman, before he is quote-unquote enlightened, also represents the rough ashlar. That is what Freemasons call the uninitiated man, an unpolished stone. Truman begins unconscious, unaware, and asleep. He's raw material that will be refined. Freemasonry takes its core metaphor from literal stone masonry. The ancient stonemasons would take rough, uncut stone, the ashlar, and through careful work transform it into a perfect cube, a polished stone fit for building temples. This became the spiritual metaphor. The uninitiated human is rough, unrefined, chaotic. Through the process of initiation, through gaining secret knowledge and passing through degrees, the rough stone is carved, shaped, and polished into the perfect cube, the enlightened master. And who does the shaping? The architect, the master builder, the one who has the sacred knowledge of geometry and design. In Gnostic terms, Truman is being guided by the grand architect of the universe, rather than Kristoff, the one pretending to be the architect. That's one of the many reasons the G is so prominent in Freemasonic symbolism. Officially, Masons say the G stands for God, geometry, or the grand architect of the universe. But in higher degrees and esoteric interpretations, that same G is said to represent Gnosis, the generative principle, or the goat, otherwise known as the Baphomet. The G becomes a symbol with layers, different meanings for different levels of initiation. What you're told it means as an apprentice is not what it means to a 33rd degree Mason. Another symbol used in the Truman Show is one we have all become much too familiar with: the all-seeing eye, the eye of providence, the cameras, the moon control room, the eye that sees all and knows all. It's the eye of Horus from ancient Egypt. It's the third eye of enlightenment, the pineal gland. It's the eye that looks at you through your phone's camera. And of course, what appears on the back of the dollar bill. Truman only achieves freedom when he looks directly into the camera, into the all-seeing eye, and then turns his back on it. He acknowledges the eye and then rejects its authority.
These are just interpretations.
Trust me, bro, they're right.
Sea Haven Island, the idyllic small town where Truman lives, is a cinematic representation of what Gnostics called the kenoma, the deficiency, the inferior material realm, the prison of flesh and matter. On the surface, Sea Haven appears perfect. Friendly neighbors, white picket fences, 1950s American dream aesthetics, constant sunshine, literally controlled by Kristoff. But beneath the perfect surface, it's entirely artificial, constructed, fake. Every person is an actor. Every interaction is scripted. The sky itself is painted. The sun and moon are mechanical lights on tracks. Nothing is real. Nothing is authentic. Everything exists to keep Truman contained, comfortable, and ignorant. The Gnostic texts describe the material world in strikingly similar terms, as a simulacrum, an imitation of true reality, a cosmic stage set designed by the demiurge to keep divine souls trapped in ignorance while believing they're free, and that this limited existence is all there is. The Gospel of Philip states, "The world came about through a mistake, for he who created it wanted to create it imperishable and immortal. He fell short of attaining his desire." Sea Haven is exactly this, Kristoff's attempt to create a perfect, imperishable world that falls short because it's fundamentally artificial, fundamentally limited, fundamentally a prison despite its pleasant appearance. Scholars have noted the parallel to Plato's cave. The 2022 Cannes Film Festival website explicitly described the film as a modern reflection of Plato's cave, which itself is a proto-Gnostic allegory about prisoners mistaking shadows for reality. But the Truman Show goes further than Plato by showing the creator of the cave, by naming him Kristoff, false Christ.
I told you, bro, none of it's a coincidence.
I don't know, Ted. These are still just interpretations.
Kristoff, the Christ consciousness of the Truman Show. So Kristoff exists above the world. He's literally watching from the sky. He speaks from nowhere and everywhere. And his name, it wasn't chosen like that accidentally. His name means something really important. Kristoff sounds like Christ of, a figure placed between God and humanity. He creates a world. He designs the sun. He plans the weather. And he plans the story. He decides what life looks like from above. I am the creator of a television show. That line, that genius line, defines his character. Creation framed as programming. Human life treated as content. Kristoff believes he loves Truman. He calls his presence guidance. But that's just a false divinity. He's authority without any humility. And Truman's name, listen to Truman's name, true man. A real human awareness living inside a manufactured world. Christ consciousness doesn't dominate. It awakens you. It recognizes what's real. Kristoff stays above, but Truman moves forward. The moment Truman sees the set for what it is, this godlike figure loses all of his power.
Maybe it's about spiritual enlightenment.
Trust me, bro, it's about the Freemasons.
The Truman Show was an occult story made by Freemasons about a Freemason's ascension into enlightenment. Follow me down this rabbit hole. A Truman's awakening begins when a star Sirius falls from the sky between two pillars. You have the dome, you have the staircase, the all-seeing eye, and the grand architect. Richard Luke Rothschild was a co-producer of The Truman Show, Freemason. Now this clip shows Truman finding Sirius between two pillars right here. This is Masonic Symbolism 101, the pillars, the staircase, Sirius, the morning star. The blazing star Sirius derives from Egyptian symbolism, which was the source of life and spiritual regeneration. This is when Truman's awakening begins. He receives enlightenment from Sirius and starts to question his reality. Truman represents the divine spark or a divine soul trapped in matter. Sylvia is the one that breaks all the rules in The Truman Show and helps him wake up. Another version of Morpheus in the Matrix, if you will. Tells Truman that his life is a staged television show, and then the producers remove her, and then she still helps him from the outside.
Did the light fixture actually say Sirius on it?
Yeah, bro. You can't say that's an interpretation.
In The Truman Show, there's a specific moment where Truman has that epiphany. So in that movie, Truman's walking down the road, and all of a sudden a light fixture falls out of the sky and crashes right in front of him. And he's like, it had really nothing to do with the light. The light was a symbol. It wasn't really supposed to be a light. It was supposed to be a light in his head. It's like that moment of aha, or something that makes him realize it's not real, right? So Truman picks up the light, and of course, you're not going to ever see this unless you pause it at the exact moment. It's called an Easter egg, and it's an Easter egg they put in for very specific people to see. And on this light, which is the light where Truman has that awakening moment, it says Sirius Canis Major. For that to be random, to me, is impossible. It's just strange because here I am, the thing that was a spark for me was the Dogon with Sirius Canis Major. There's no other culture on Earth that talks about Sirius, besides Egypt, but that talks about the orbital tracks or anything. And at the same time, I want to point out that the Queen's Chamber of the Great Pyramid of Giza also points towards Sirius.
That's pretty crazy.
I've been trying to tell you, bro. It's every character in the film.
This is a classic example of how they tell you the truth in plain sight. Truman's best friend Marlin, who appears with alcohol every time Truman tries to question his reality. Going back to Gnosticism, the archons who control this world, the false gods, they use alcohol and other distractions to keep souls trapped in this reality. And we need to understand that Truman's journey to break through the dome is the journey from illusion all the way to reality. They also programmed Truman with fear of water after staging his father's death in drowning, so he would never journey across the water to get to the edge of the dome. This was created to keep him imprisoned. What he must do to escape is journey across the water to relinquish his greatest fear. Then had to sail into Kristoff's storm, experiencing the drowning he was programmed to fear, which is symbolic of death and rebirth.
The ending represents a Masonic initiation, bro.
I really need to watch the whole film again.
Before Masonic initiation, candidates are placed in a dark room to meditate on death. Truman's basement, where he pieces together clues in darkness, functions as this chamber. The initiate must undergo symbolic death, facing their greatest fear. Truman's programmed fear is water. His father's staged drowning was created to keep him in prison. And what must he do to escape? Sail into Kristoff's storm and experience the drowning he was programmed to fear, a symbolic death and rebirth. In esoteric symbolism, water represents consciousness itself. Truman is surrounded by water on all sides. Sea Haven is an island. He's literally surrounded by consciousness he's too afraid to enter. And when he emerges from the water after nearly drowning, he's been baptized into the ancient mystery school. He's been reborn through immersion in consciousness. He's drowned his old programmed self and emerged as someone who's seen through the illusion. After his baptism into the mystery schools, he ascends the Freemasonic staircase of enlightenment. There's 16 total steps, but they are reflected in the water below. As above, so below. And that makes it 32 steps, with his final step out of the door being the 33rd. He's officially been illuminated.
Fucking hell, it's pretty undeniable at this point.
Told you, bro. It's all about the initiation.
When Kristoff unleashes the storm trying to kill him, Truman literally lashes himself to the mast and screams, "You're gonna have to kill me." This is the soul's defiant refusal to submit to the demiurge's control. The moment when the fear of remaining imprisoned becomes greater than the fear of destruction in attempting escape. The film's climax finds Truman's boat striking the dome's painted wall. He touches the false sky, discovering it's physical, artificial. He finds stairs, a door marked exit. This is one of cinema's most perfect visual metaphors for the Gnostic teaching about escaping the Demiurge's realm. The material world has a literal edge. Beyond it lies something else. And there's a door, an exit, a way out for those brave enough to find it and walk through. Kristoff makes his final appeal. You can't leave, Truman. You belong here, with me. Talk to me. Say something. Well, say something, goddammit. You're on television. You're live to the whole world. The Demiurge demanding acknowledgement, demanding the soul recognize his authority, begging the escaping consciousness to stay in his control. And Truman's response is perfect. In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. He acknowledges Kristoff only to dismiss him, using his signature TV phrase one final time before stepping through the door into the unknown, into the real world, into liberation from the only reality he's ever known.
We should do the Matrix next.
We gotta do a deep dive on the Freemasons first, bro.
And why do you guys keep it a secret?
Because people have to prove themselves, before they're able to go through that initiation rite. And I mean, it's not something you just do on somebody. First of all, you wouldn't do that initiation rite on somebody. They could wildly misinterpret it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, you're symbolically killing the person.
With the handshake?
No.
Oh.
You symbolically kill them.
Pull this back a little bit.
Yeah, you symbolically kill them, and then if you do it right, they have an out-of-body experience. So at that point, they know that who they really are transcends the physical body. And then there's no more fear of death, which is why so many people who've gone through this have gone on to become great leaders, because they weren't afraid of speaking the truth and of doing things that could get them killed. Because worst case scenario, you die. But you still survive.
And this rite has been a part of Freemasons since the beginning?
Yeah. And
it's interesting the founding fathers are Freemasons.
Yeah, they all went through it.
They're the Illuminati, bro.
Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only.
The Illuminati, okay.
Right.
This has to do with...
Oh, yeah, you have to be a Freemason to be there. All the presidents were Freemasons. But see, if you start exposing them, they'll go after you, they'll go after your family, they'll try to kill you because the government is part of it. It's not only civilians, the government is in cahoots with these people.
Right.
They're fleshly vessels, they are compartmentalized, they're like shattered. They shatter their brains, and it's just sort of like MK Ultra, right? They use MK Ultra to break the minds of people, and then they mold them the way that they want them to go. Wow. You know what I mean? Or satanic ritual. That all comes together with the Freemasons.
Whether or not you believe in the New World Order and this conspiracy among the global elite, it cannot be denied that there are millions of Freemasons around the world, many of them powerful and historically have been involved in criminal activity, corruption, and cover-ups.
They rule the world, right? Jim Carrey tried to warn people.
Ted, please, you're going to get us in trouble.
After The Truman Show, Jim Carrey didn't just talk about esoteric philosophy, he openly displayed it.
Einstein, you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is. I have no idea. You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know. We don't know. All the comics and show business don't know what this is. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, the all-mocking tunnel. For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government. We distract you to make you laugh, stuff like that, make you happy and docile, so you don't know what's really going on. Look at them trying to hit on it. It's hilarious. Hilarious. You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to turn us into, consumer drones. Sorry, I just got to get this. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jimmy. I was temporarily interrupted by my iPhone 6 Plus.
It's not surprising that the star of this Gnostic Masonic initiation film has spent decades publicly displaying occult hand gestures and discussing esoteric philosophy that aligns exactly with what's revealed in the movie. So what is The Truman Show really all about? On the surface, media satire about reality TV. Beneath that, a film that follows a man through a Freemasonic initiation ritual, containing layer upon layer of esoteric symbolism. Are these symbols meant to awaken, to deceive, to mock, to program?
It's social engineering, bro.
Fair play to him for trying to expose them.
You guys have any Masonic friends?
I do.
Okay.
And he told me that if I wanted to be a Mason, all I'd have to say is I'd like to be invited. So for me, I was like, well, how big of a secret society is it if I just got to ask?
He used a concealed camera. It was his iPhone in his shirt, and he documented 2 years. He had to hang out with them, go to dinners, hang out every week. For 5 years, he recorded it and exposed them. The higher you go, the you unlock the secrets, you find out that it's Satan. Baphomet. This is his words, not mine. He said that they have upside down stars. They have the Jewish star on the walls. So look at the handshake. Boom, boom, boom. 3 this.
Lord my God. Lord my God.
They're not talking about our God. That's a Masonic Bible. That's not our Bible. He has to kiss their Bible. Dude, you're not worshiping Jesus Christ. The God that they're talking about isn't the God that we're all talking about.
They're all Satanists, bro.
Glad he managed to film them.
An undercover Catholic journalist has received death threats after posting a video which has since gone viral of the Freemason secret rituals. On November 16th, Kyle Clifton began posting a series of video clips he made while attending a highly secretive Masonic ritual. Filmed with a concealed camera, his footage documents the induction ceremony of a 3rd-degree Master Mason, which is the highest degree of Freemasonry in the Blue Lodge before members can choose to deepen their membership through more specific routes such as the Scottish Rite. One of his videos has been viewed more than 7 million times on X, formerly known as Twitter. Clifton told LifeSite News exclusively that he was 18 years old when he decided he wanted to expose Freemasonry because he believed it to be influential in much of the evil in the world. He explained that as a young man, he was asking questions such as, why is the world the way it is? Why is there so much degeneracy in the world? Who's pushing all this propaganda? And the more he researched, quote, it was like everyone was pointing to the Freemason.
Or the government.
They are Masons, bro.
Is Lucifer the god of the Freemasons? Yes. To join Freemasonry, you have to be invited. You can't just join it. And the general sort of understanding is that this is going to be very good for business, for social interaction, for your career.
So they allow you to worship like Jehovah or Yahweh?
You can worship any god you want, but that's the only qualification. Because they're going to convert whoever they are over to worshiping the great architect of the universe, Hail El Satan. AI has the same destination whether you're doing it for good or evil. So it's like good magic and black magic.
Do these people know that they're advancing a system that has been prophesied as having to happen for the rise of the Antichrist, or do they not?
The fallen angels continue to tell their offspring, their descendants of their offspring, that they can still win.
Is there a hierarchy for these things like Illuminati, Freemasons?
The fairy tale concept goes back many years for when they're ready to reveal things that we would accept that more easily, and they can tell us that they told us. We just didn't understand.
I told you AI was evil, bro.
Come on, Ted, I don't think AI is part of biblical prophecy.
Trust me, bro. It was made for deception.
How can we ever know the truth when the lens we look through is tainted by a corrupted habitus, tainted by all the models of distractions that we don't even acknowledge? If we can't comprehend true reality, we no longer know what truth is. We don't have a grasp on what our values really are. And it's this flattening of our values, of our society, of our culture that dampens our outrage and emotion. Everything becomes muted by our postmodern reality. In The Truman Show, Truman's deserved outrage at the cage he has been trapped in is never tapped into. He's never angry, instead he's always left in a state of confusion and distraction. He's meant to feel crazy by searching for the truth. This is because for the show to be successful, it relies on Truman and his belief in the society around him. If he starts questioning this, then society goes down with him. So society has to prevent him from questioning the habitus he is surrounded by. And are we any different? Is this why we live in a culture without soul or value? Where everything we think and do is shrink down by reductionism, where the phenomena of nature, personality, the essence of life is just reduced to statistics and banal labels. But our world is being reduced to nothing more than a banal, monotonous cage, numbing us into this bored, flaccid, apathetic state, which is what The Truman Show tries to show us.
You hit the nail on the head.
It's only gonna get worse with AI slop, bro.
Throughout the entire film, we're not just watching Truman. We're watching the people who have watched him since birth. They know him better than they know their own family members. and they never question if this is right. They're complicit, they're entertained, they're addicted. And after he finally walks through the door, the only question they ask is,
What else is on?
Yeah, let's see what else.
There's a TV guy.
they don't question their own reality. They don't wonder if they're also being watched, controlled, manipulated. They don't examine their own lives. They just flip the channel. The film is holding up a mirror to us. We are those people in the bar. We are the audience consuming, watching, staying entertained while people's lives are controlled and commodified. We are the ones who witness truth and immediately look for the next distraction. The film was released in 1998, before smartphones, before Instagram, before TikTok, before Black Mirror, and it predicted exactly where we'd end up. A society of watchers, complicit in surveillance culture.
It's the law of revelation, bro. But we'll have to save that for next time.
But first, we got an announcement. Our new merch is ready, and everything's back in stock. We got a whole load of new stuff. We got a bunch of new designs. We got new coasters, new posters, and we've even got sticker packs.
Tell them about the limited editions, bro.
We got a limited run of 50 red on black Da Vinci t-shirts. Once these have sold, we'll never make them again. Each one comes numbered 1 of 50 with a handwritten and stamped certificate of authenticity. If you've bought any of our clothing before, you know it's always been premium. But now, it's even better. We put a lot of work into this, because it means the world when we see people happy with our merch. Orders are now coming directly from us to you. Thank you guys for all the support. You're gonna love the new merch. Let's get back to the giveaway.
Leave a comment for a chance to win in our next episode. Let's do this, bro.
Bang bang!
Blah blah.
Contact us on our website to claim your prize.
That's terrortedstowels.com. Go grab some merch, bro.
And as always, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. And in case we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening and good night.
What else is on?
Yeah, let's see what else.
Where's the TV guy?
Message!